Let's get those charts back up here. Gold has tripled in the last 8 years, and there's the dollar index has fallen by 67%. Gold has tripled, and the dollar has fallen by 67%, Michael Musa. This is over 8 years. There's a pattern here. And it's not a good pattern, and that's why all these whisperings about replacing the greenback as the center of the world's monetary system, it's like they're trying to make a declinist case, like when the United States usurped Britain's position at the end of World War I. The only trouble is we were a bigger economy then. We had plenty of dollars circulating. Now it is a self-inflicted wound that we won't defend.
We want to be
the
very
Treasury
careful,
won't defend it.
Larry,
Why doesn't the Treasury defend the dollar?
About the facts that as the dollar has gone down since its peak in 2002, official reserve holdings of dollars have doubled. In fact, more than doubled when we include all of the countries that hold dollars. So there's just very little relationship, if any, between the foreign exchange value of the dollar versus the euro and other countries and the amount of dollar foreign exchange reserve holdings. It's not desirable to have either a dollar that is too strong or a dollar that is too weak.
Right. That's why I call it King Dollar. Just stabilize the currency. I'd be perfectly happy with that. Let's bring in Frank Holmes, who's an ace gold investor. Gold Stock Picks. Frank Holmes, he's the CEO and CIO of U.S. Global Investors. Gentlemen, stay right where you are. Frank Holmes, you've probably heard a lot of this conversation. First of all, Frank, are you accumulating gold or gold stocks?
Well, in our gold funds, in fact, I've been raising cash because historically September is one of the best months where the dollar is weak and gold stocks have this huge run up. And they have a correction, and you get great buying opportunities in October, November.
What are you buying? Well, how do you do this? You're cashing out, but you're going to jump in, what? This is October, so what happens?
Well, historically, we got this correction that takes place, and we're looking for those stocks that are unhedged, gold stocks, silver stocks, those companies that have growth in reserves, growth in their production profile, and growth in cash flow, and they far outperform. That's where you get the alpha from.
You allowed to tell us?
Sure. One of the classics is Randgold, even though it's not South Africa. It's in Central and West Africa. It's unhedged, and the CEO is very disciplined with protecting shareholders' valuations of growth in production and reserve growth.
And you've been
and then
traveling.
I would look at Freeport-McMoRan.
You like Freeport-McMoRan?
It is up big today, but historically copper bottoms in this quarter. And when you take a look at the boom that's taken place in Asia, you're getting the single largest gold producer in the world, and you get copper. It's an extremely well-managed company. And I think on any corrections, this is a great stock to have in your portfolio.
What do they call the dollar in Asia? You've been traveling there.
Well, they've been called the Pelosi currency.
The Pelosi dollar? Did I hear that? Wait a minute.
Right.
I got to get some opinions here. John Tamny, the Pelosi dollar. Please weigh in quickly.
I want to say Geithner dollar.
The Geithner dollar.
Just
Don
as bad.
Luskin, the Pelosi dollar. This is right up your alley, Don. Weigh in quickly.
Oh, my God. I can't. I'm going to myself. This is the Pelosi dollar.
Michael Musa, how much of this is going to wind up at President Obama's doorstep? There's a big story in the Financial Times. It's at the top of the Drudge Report. Obama under fire over falling dollar. This is going to be a political issue and an economic issue, Michael.
Modestly. It's the rise in the unemployment rate, which is the key economic issue troubling the administration at present. The foreign exchange value of the dollar is not a central concern for them, and it's difficult to foresee that it would be. I mean, if the dollar sank to 180 against the euro or something like that, it would become a concern on the downside. And if it went to 110 against the euro on the upside, there would be a concern about the dollar being too strong.
Frank Holmes, how high can the gold price get?
Well, all the other commodities have gone through their highs of 1980, except for gold and silver. And gold on an inflation-adjusted basis would be $2,300.
$2,300. I believe that becomes a political issue. Don Luskin, you agree with $2,300 for gold? It's just right now.
Yeah, I think we get to 1,300 by the end of the year, and then let's see where we go.
And John Tamny, where's gold going?
I think it's going around to where Don says, and I really hope it doesn't, but I think it is going up, and this
how
is
about
going
the
to
dollar,
drive
John?
unemployment upwards.
Is the dollar going down more?
Yeah, the dollar's going down more, and I think it's related to what Mr. Musa says, that it's going to drive unemployment upwards, because without capital, there are no jobs, and inflation drives away capital.
And if you have an inhospitable dollar environment, what? Capital leaves the U.S., and liquidity leaves the U.S.? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, capital goes to where it's treated well if we're going to debase the world's currency.
Yep. Fed,
I think protectionism is a big issue.
Protection's a big issue, I agree.
It's a big issue for every time we have rhetoric of protectionism, we get emerging countries coming back with the dollar's not a good currency.
I agree there are a lot of problems. There's too much debt creation, there's too much spending, there's too much trade protection, but mostly there's too many dollars, and the Treasury and the Fed don't want to do anything.